Welcome to the video. Today we're unpacking why money can still feel stressful even after you've created a budget, and more importantly, how to create true financial relief by building margin. We'll move step by step using visuals and practical strategies, and we'll test your knowledge with a couple of quick quizzes along the way. Let's get started. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll clarify why budgeting is necessary but insufficient. Next, we'll introduce financial margin, the practical difference maker. Then, we'll detail emergency funds and sinking funds, followed by automation strategies to pay yourself first. After that, we'll cover a step-by-step plan and include a couple of quick quizzes. Finally, we'll finish with key takeaways and next actions. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. Everything here is educational in nature and not financial advice. Your situation is unique, so consider seeking guidance from a qualified professional and adapting these ideas to your needs. With that said, let's continue. Let's start with the core problem. Budgeting is powerful. It allocates your income to categories, helps you track, and limits overspending. But it manages scarcity. It doesn't produce safety. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, external factors like rising rent or unexpected emergencies can rupture even the tightest budget. Anxiety persists because you lack a buffer, not because your plan is flawed. This is where financial margin enters the picture. Here's the distinction. Budgeting is about controlling cash flow today. Margin is about absorbing shocks tomorrow. Anxiety doesn't evaporate simply because you have a spreadsheet. It declines when your buffer's cash reserves and designated savings are large enough to handle the inevitable surprises. Your goal is to spend with confidence because the unexpected no longer derails your finances. Let's compare side by side. Budgeting allocates dollars, improves awareness, and reduces waste. It's a necessary daily tool. Margin, by contrast, is what absorbs shocks. It reduces anxiety and creates flexibility. If budgeting is your operating system, margin is your firewall. Both matter, but margin is where relief truly comes from. Your emergency fund is the core buffer. Aim for at least 6 months of living expenses. If that sounds large, start with a mini buffer of $1,000 to $2,500, then scale consistently. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account for safety and modest interest. Crucially, keep it separate from your spending account so you don't accidentally use it for day-to-day purchases. Sinking funds are separate buckets for predictable but irregular expenses. Think annual insurance, home maintenance, car repairs, tech replacement, or holiday travel. By naming each fund and allocating small amounts monthly, you reduce the stress of future bills because you can see that money already reserved. This explicit earmarking is more calming than one general emergency pot, and it keeps your emergency fund for true emergencies. Here are sample targets to make this tangible. For example, if your annual auto insurance premium is $1,200, set aside $100 per month. Home maintenance can be estimated at roughly $1 per square foot per year. Auto repairs might target $800 a year. Tech replacement could be $1,200 spread over 3 years, around $33 per month. Adjust these numbers to your situation and local costs. Automation reduces decision fatigue and makes the right choice the default. Set transfers to run on payday in a clear order. Retirement first, then emergency fund, then sinking funds, and finally your remaining spending and bills. Use separate, clearly labeled accounts to stay organized, and revisit your percentages quarterly so your plan keeps matching your life. Here is a practical sequence. First, calculate your true monthly essentials: housing, utilities, food, transportation, and insurance. Second, open a high-yield savings account dedicated to emergencies. Third, quickly build a mini buffer of $1,000 to $2,500. Fourth, automate transfers toward reaching 3 months of expenses. Fifth, once you hit 3 months, add or expand sinking funds for predictable irregulars. Sixth, push from 3 to 6 months over the next 6 to 12 months. Finally, conduct an annual checkup and adjust targets as your life evolves. This timeline shows how a year can transform your stress profile. Begin by opening the right savings account and trimming expenses. Build momentum by reaching 3 months of expenses by month 6. Expand to 6 months by month 10. Then optimize by refining your sinking funds and increasing automated contributions. Expect minor setbacks. Those are accounted for in the plan and do not indicate failure. This Gantt chart breaks the year into clear phases with durations and dependencies. Foundation tasks, like account setup and expense auditing, set the stage. Momentum focuses on consistent, automated transfers to reach 3 months of expenses. Expansion extends that buffer to 6 months. Optimization refines your sinking funds and increases retirement contributions. Seeing the work in phases reduces overwhelm and makes the process manageable. Retirement savings should be automated and pulled out first on payday. If your employer offers a match, capture it. This is effectively free compensation. Use retirement accounts appropriate to your region and tax situation. Remember, small, steady contribution increases compound significantly over long periods, and locking these in first protects your future regardless of current pressures. Here's a sample allocation for monthly savings. You might start with 50% toward the emergency fund, 30% into sinking funds, 15% into retirement, and 5% into other goals. As you approach your 6-month cushion, shift more toward retirement or other goals. Always capture any employer match before allocating elsewhere. Quiz time. Which action most directly reduces day-to-day money anxiety? Option A, creating a detailed budget spreadsheet. F. Option B, building a 3 to 6 plus month emergency fund. Option C, cutting coffee purchases. Option D, checking your accounts daily. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B, building a 3 to 6 plus month emergency fund. Margin absorbs shocks so surprises don't derail you. Budgeting is useful, but the buffer is what calms your nervous system. Second quiz. What are sinking funds best used for? Option A, day trading stocks. Option B, regular monthly bills like rent. Option C, predictable but irregular costs, such as insurance and maintenance. Option D, splurges you had not planned for. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C. Sinking funds are for predictable but irregular costs, which protects your emergency fund for true emergencies. Here are the key takeaways. Budgeting manages today, while margin protects tomorrow. Target 6 or more months of essential expenses in your emergency fund. Use sinking funds to reduce anxiety by naming future costs in advance. Automate contributions in the order of retirement, emergency, sinking funds, and then spending. Remember, progress comes from consistently running the system, not from a single month's outcome. To wrap up, define your essential monthly expenses and set a 6-month target. Open a high-yield savings account and automate transfers. Create named sinking funds for predictable costs. Pay yourself first by locking in retirement contributions. Review quarterly and adjust as your income and expenses change. With these steps, you move from stress to stability, where surprises no longer derail your plan. Thanks for watching. If this helped lower your stress and raise your margin, please like the video, share it with a friend who needs a calmer money plan, and subscribe for more practical strategies. In the comments, tell us which sinking fund you will set up first and what your target is. See you in the next one.